Yeah, this new camera. Look at this new camera. Dang, it's a little dark. It's kind of dark.
A little dark. What do you want to do?
I was gonna go. Let me try Sputnik.
Try Sputniking it. Spootnicking us. You know. I think that helps. That helps. If you could pull the camera, the whole rig back, maybe like an inch.
Pull it.
You can't really see. If you can pull
back?
it back a little bit, yeah. If I give you a little bit of flex, that's good. That's good. That's
oh,
no.
I turned.
You turned it. That's perfect. It's in frame.
But it wants to move.
Well, you can tighten the somewhere. I think you can turn that handle that's sticking out. Turn it like this, like it turns like that. It locks in.
Oh, it goes up.
No, not that one. The one there's a handle. Do you see the handle behind it? That is the whole rig. I think that tightens and it prevents it from going back and forth. Holy mackerel! What are you doing?
Earthquake!
All right, you don't have too much pull here.
How's that?
That's good. There you go. And you have all of our accoutrements here.
Everything is up and
Everything's
running.
lined up. Everything's running.
Oh wow, that looks really good.
Yeah, it looks
We're very well lit.
This image, I think, looks better than the camera.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Okay. All right, let's try this intro again for all of you who've joined us live, which is thankfully looks like none of you. All right, try it again.
All right, here we go. And welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
And I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly booze, news, and reviews with us twos. The Barrel Buddies.
I see what you did there. Chris Conrad, lights, camera, action to you as well. Good evening, good sir.
Hi.
And welcome to the Buds at Barrel. How are you doing, Beach?
I'm doing
It's
better.
Great.
Every week is better.
Every
Still
week
not
is better.
ingesting.
All right, that's great. All right.
I'm still in the tasting. I can still taste and swirl and chomp and chew
Okay.
the old brews and whiskeys, but not ingesting yet. Still
That's
waiting.
fine. That's all right. That's
But
all good. You'll
it's
get there.
okay.
You'll get
I'm
there.
gonna get there.
You'll get there. Baby steps.
What a week!
What a week. So
well,
first of
what
all,
2 weeks? I know I had to take last week.
I was
off
going to
again. I
say
apologize.
apologies to the crew for not making last week's show. Again, life, and we are incredibly busy people.
My heart goes out to you.
And that's okay because we'll make it up for you tonight.
We are.
With a very ridiculous bottle that I've been waiting to try.
Yes.
We talked about it and alluded to it last week. And Beach, what do we have there?
This ridiculous thing, as all things ridiculous on this show are, this is the Fireball
Dragon Reserve.
Small Batch, the Dragon Reserve, whiskey with natural flavors, but most importantly, this is Fireball that's been rested in charred oak for fiery smoothness. Ridiculous. The origin of Fireball Dragon Reserve is as mysterious as the pyramids of ancient Egypt, UFOs, or the ancient urge to use the bathroom every time you're in a bookstore. Untraditionally clock-crafted, Fireball Dragon Reserve balances subtle notes of oak, cinnamon, unbridled confidence, and the sudden urge to throw a day party. Spicy stuff, euphoria, and more cinnamon.
That was well said, sir.
It really does say all of that on the back. It is ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing that you could possibly have.
It is absolutely ludicrous. And I do want to talk a little bit more details about the product. So from our good friends over at breakingbourbon.com, thanks for doing all of the research for us so we can quote you and credit you and then repeat you. So for those that didn't know, in the 1980s, that Fireball was originally branded and only sold in Canada as Dr. McGillicuddy's Fireball Whiskey.
I remember that.
You remember this?
I remember talking about that on this show.
It was a part of a line of flavored liqueurs created by Seagram's.
Dr. McGillicuddy's.
And then Sazerac bought the brand from Seagram's in 1989. And then they finally brought the brand to the U.S. market in 2001. And then in 2007, Sazerac rebranded it to Fireball. dropping the Dr. McGillicuddy's name.
I think that was a terrible decision.
Really?
Dr. McGillicuddy's is amazing.
I don't know if that holds a lot of weight in this.
Obviously, the branding speaks for itself. This has been wildly popular. It's just Fireball.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. So in 2023, the year of our Lord 2023, Fireball was like, "Hey, we have this incredible idea. We're going to release.
We're going
about
to
to
barrel rest. We're going to barrel age. They don't even call it
imagine
barrel
being
age.
in the room.
They call it barrel rest.
Imagine being in the room where you have your feet kicked up on that conference room table, and they're like, "All right, guys, how do we make some more money? How do we make some more money?
How do we class up our most classy beverage?"
And here's the thing, friends. As you all know, Fireball is wildly popular.
Super.
Fireball
Yeah.
is insane.
100%.
I'm sure over the past few holiday seasons, you've seen the candy cane that has the little bottles of Fireball in it.
Oh, yeah.
They now
Stocking
sell-
stuffer.
They have the candy cane. They also have
The
a
bucket.
mini keg. No. They have a mini
The
keg.
keg. The tag. Yeah.
It's like
pump.
an actual
You can pump it. Yeah. No.
it's like
yeah.
those mini heinies. It's like a liter.
Yeah.
I think it's a liter or maybe 3 liters of Fireball, straight up Fireball.
Get the
that you
party
just
started.
Get the party started with that. Holy moly! And then what was the one you mentioned again? They had
They have
the bucket. Yeah,
they have
there's
the
a mini
bucket.
bucket, which
It
probably
has like the
50
little singles in it,
the little single airplane
which
bottles.
they come out and said that doesn't even have actual like whiskey in it. That's made with alcohol, spirit, like wine spirit. That's what that is. It's basically a cinnamon wine cooler.
Oof!
Those little minis.
Yikes!
This at least is kind of like a neutral grain spirit related to whiskey.
Yeah.
I think this is probably more whiskey-esque than even regular Fireball.
So it looks
my
like,
guess.
yeah, I would agree with you. They call this article "Chasing the Dragon." That's a brilliant name.
Oh God!
So it looks like it was initially announced as a Father's Day limited release with only 618 bottles being released in 2023. However, since then, due to it being wildly popular, it has turned into an ongoing release.
Good on you.
And they say there's no denying that Dragon Reserve has a slightly darker color in appearance compared to standard Fireball.
I agree with this.
Let's see here. And it says, let me see if there's anything else relevant. It says cinnamon whiskey finished in charred oak barrels for a superior fiery smoothness. That's the original Fireball, and this is cinnamon whiskey rested with charred oak for a fiery smoothness. Which they mentioned the same thing, so that leaves wiggle room on whether or not it was actually spent time aging in barrels, or if they just threw like staves in a barrel.
So, and that's what I was wondering. Like, and without an age statement, this is an interesting turn of phrase. It's not aged, right? They're not calling it aged. They're calling it rested. Does that mean that it was rested for 29 days? A week?
Yeah.
5 hours?
Yeah.
Does that mean that they filtered it through a barrel on its way into the bottle?
There's
What
a lot.
does that mean?
There's a lot left to interpretation, and that brings up a really good point. So one thing I wanted to mention was there was an article about, I think it was Stitzel Weller jumping the shark, or somebody jumped the shark with this release, and
Stitzel Weller is it? Yeah, because it's basically Dickel juice.
Well, thanks for stealing my thunder.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, it's okay. You're like,
it was like 30-year-old juice bottled for Stitzel Weller.
yes, and it didn't say where it was from.
But it says it's bottled for Stitzel Weller, not bottled by Stitzel Weller.
Exactly. So
yeah, I read this article.
Yeah, it's things like that concern me, because with the state of the market right now, and we know that we're on the decline, we know that we are almost at rock bottom, let's be honest here, for the whiskey fad.
Fastly approaching.
That distilleries now are coming up with, I don't want to say deceptive marketing tactics, but they're stretching the truth on what they're allowed to say. Some manufacturers in said bottles. So you bring up that, I think it was a 23, some early 20s. It says beautiful old school label of Stitzel Weller's signature written on the front.
Gorgeous.
50 bottle run. And then it says, to what BJ said earlier, produced for Stitzel Weller Distillery. And then that's it. And then you look some, and there's a law, excuse me, a regulation that states it has to show what state it came from. And they say that it came from, they all allude that it came from Dickel Distillery.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, it was the master distiller whose name is on the bottle. It's the lady. It's the lady who's the master distiller over at Dickel, and that's whose name is on the outside of the bottle. And that's what made everybody go, wait a second. And then they started looking at point of origin.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is Dickel. This has got to be Dickel juice. But they don't even say that. It's like kind of where it's from, like the point of origin city, not even the distillery. And then it's the master distiller. It's the female master distiller.
Yeah.
With you on this bottle.
I can't find the story. But anyway, friends, just that's things that you need to be careful about. And what I say why you have to be careful about that is that whenever there's a new release or one of these non-distilling producers out there that have a bottle on the shelf and Joe Blow shopkeep owner is like, hey, I got something that is amazing. Just be reserved, ask questions, be careful where you're spending your money, read everything on these bottles. Don't take anything for granted. If you can try it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't and you can't open it, it's a gamble regardless. But read your bottle, be a smart consumer. We try to tell you here on the show how to spend your money wisely.
Yep. 100%.
And how to stretch that dollar, because we're all about that here on the show. And that's just one crazy scenario. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more of this.
Talk about a cash grab.
It's
what a cash grab.
Sneaky cash grab. It's a shady thing to do, in my opinion. They are, in my opinion, sullying the integrity of the Stitzel Weller name, in my opinion, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, they're really right in the backs
That is
of
a poor
reputable
practice
distillery.
to do when bourbon at its core was never meant to go down this path of being like
Talk about
a wildly deceptive marketed
that would be
alcoholic beverage.
like if you and I opened a crappy distillery,
yes,
or obtained a crappy distillery, and we started bottling it, and we said, bottled by the inspiration of Stitzel Weller.
yeah, and on the front of the bottle, it just said Stitzel Weller, and our name was on the back where it said bottled at.
But it says
Barrel
over the
Buddies
top
Distillery.
of the Stitzel Weller, right? It
A
says
Barrel Buddies exclusive
it says
featuring.
bottled through the inspiration of
Yes.
Stitzel Weller.
Yeah.
And we're like, it says
Yeah.
it? And they're like, oh my God, it's a Stitzel Weller product.
And here's what else do we put 23 in small words, weeks old. We put a big giant 23 on it.
You're like, wow.
And you write it in like Old English so you can barely make it out.
This is amazing.
Oh, Stitzel Weller 23 here by the
Holy
Barrel
God.
Buddies. Look at these guys. Holy shit.
Get people picking it up off the shelf at
and,
least.
And then we have BJ sitting on the line there with a Sharpie writing in 15 of 75.
Oh, yeah.
Or something.
I'll be handwriting it all in. Putting your address, I'll put your address on it so that it's like your garage, right? It's your garage instead of
and then you do that corny thing that I'm gonna call them Garrison Brothers did, where they sign the signature, where it's machine imprinted, but it looks real. So some of them now have a signature.
And then I'm going to put a medal around the bottleneck.
Tchotchkes, like some junk.
I'm going to tie an ascot. I'm going to tie an ascot around every bottle that says Ascot Society
Easy.
approved.
Easy.
So I can pay my $500 to get the approval. All right, I'm just jumping the shark. Let's get into this.
Back into Fireball. Sorry, I know you guys are here for this.
Sorry, let's get into this.
Get that. Holy!
I love
Fireball Molinos. That is a holy moly.
It is immediate cinnamon, but this
is. I can already tell this is dangerous at a party. This is going to get
33%.
When you break this out at a party, things go south.
I do enjoy that it's 66 proof,
Wait, what's the percentage on this?
33%, so it's 66% proof.
What's regular Fireball? I don't know.
Probably somewhere close to that. I also like to tell you that this is the 2023 release. This is batch number 1.
That really is?
Yes, so this is the 2023 original release.
And Fireball is 21%.
So this is proofed up compared to regular Fireball.
Yes.
Great. I think that's going to say a lot. I like regular Fireball to begin with. So I think proofing up regular Fireball is going to do a lot here. I love the nose. I'm getting all that cinnamon goodness.
It says 33 proof is what Fireball is.
And this is 33%.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'm flip-flopping the two. So it's 16.5%.
Regular Fireball.
Listen to this, though. It says Fireball Cinnamon Malt Based is 33 proof. And Fireball Cinnamon Wine Based is 42 proof.
So the malt based is regular Fireball. The 42 proof is the wine proof. That's the little guys that you get.
Fireball Cinnamon products can be sold in beer, malt, beverage, and wine stores for fans who want a wider variety of convenient shopping locations. What? That doesn't make sense. Many states prohibit malt, beverage, and wine-based products being sold above a certain alcohol content.
Do you not remember this?
Oh!
It was a whole thing about Fireball sold in like 7-Elevens is different than Fireball sold in the liquor store. It's two different products. Because one is made with like a mineral grain spirit, and the other one is made with a malt liquor / wine spirit.
The more you
That's what I was saying earlier.
Friends, never get your Fireball then at the gas station.
Never, unless you want to have a really shitty time.
Unless you just want a diabetic coma.
Yeah. That's why I said this one's probably a little bit more whiskey spirit based. Plus, it's coming in at 33% alcohol by volume, so 66 proof.
If this tastes anywhere as good as it smells, I will buy a case of this and take it to every house party I go to from here until the end of time.
So here's what I like about it. It's got that spicy cinnamon, but it's also got this like minerality, like a little Flintstones vitamin.
This,
and I like that. It's fresh. It's like got this fresh Flintstones vitamin.
You know there's like that cinnamon mouthwash. Cheers. There's a cinnamon mouthwash that's out there, and this smells just like.
Oh, kinda, yeah.
Uncle P, what's going on?
What is that? Act?
It might be Act. Let's get into this. Oh boy. Oh.
I will tell you, the minerality, I think, comes through in that first sip. Not in a bad way. It's really interesting and makes it very unique.
I think this makes Fireball palatable to me. I think it's the regular Fireball is too medicinal.
It's very sweet. Classy. It's not as cloying as regular Fireball.
Oh, this is trouble. This is a dropper. You're right now, BJ. Just looking like this.
Oh, I'm trying to not spin it everywhere. Just get it in a cup.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh. You got to be careful with this stuff.
Wow. This is great. It's so pleasant on the palate because I think it stays really forward. And it's got this great Sichuan peppercorn pepper bite.
Like a bite. And I like how you put it as a Sichuan peppercorn bite.
It's like Sichuan peppercorn. It's like almost numbing. It's very forward in the palate, but it's very clean in the back of the palate. It's, again, not like syrupy, like regular Fireball syrupy. This is not. It's very clean.
I'm kind of speechless.
This is amazing. That's it.
All right. Well, for the barrel buddies.
That's it. It's amazing. Perfect score. I'm blown away. That's it. I think we're done here. We never have to have another show. We found the perfect bottle. That's it.
Wow. Like, I'm speechless.
That's unbelievable. It's peppery, it's cinnamony, it's spicy with the nice oak spiciness. It feels it's Fireball's grown-up older brother. It's great.
Fireball's older brother. You're absolutely right. This is interesting.
I think though, here if I have to give a criticism,
Please
and I'm
do.
going to.
Yeah.
I do think that this still falls in a category of liqueur and not whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't even think that this is like a flavored whiskey. Like Jack Daniel's Fire is a flavored whiskey. This still falls in the category of like a Southern Comfort, like a SoCo. It's like a liqueur or cordial, but it's less syrupy, which is pleasant. I like that.
And of course, like a lot of people on Reddit shit on it. Like there's people that are like trying to like. It's like everybody.
Is it a perspective thing then?
It is. I think it absolutely
I think if
is.
you go in thinking it's a whiskey, sure, I'd crap all over this.
I think it's just Reddit being pretentious Redditors, where they see this and they automatically just they've already passed judgment with the name.
But
that's a bad. You got to try this.
I would shoot this the same as I would shoot Jägermeister.
I put it in the same category.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I loathe Jägermeister.
I would shoot this over Jägermeister. I'd shoot this over regular Fireball.
I would too. I don't want to shoot it because then you can really get that party started. You just
that party would get started. And Fireball already gets the party started. This kicks it to the next level.
What do you think about we put it on the rocks? What if we rocks it? Could I bother you since you're on the outside to grab some rocks?
100%.
Just a few, and just you can take one of the little red cups.
Yeah.
And just fill her up, please. I would really like to. How's everybody doing? Chris Conrad, how's it going? Uncle P, it's been a while. Apologies if you didn't catch our apology earlier that we were not on last week. So we're glad that we're here with you and that we are getting this party started again. And welcome back. And we hope you all are enjoying a beverage yourselves tonight. If not, that is okay. I know for some of you it is Ash Wednesday, and I'm sure you're abstaining. But for those that are not, we are enjoying some of this delightful Fireball. And I never thought that those words and that sentence would ever come out of my mouth. So, you doing all right over there? You're really having some trouble.
Says you need to replace your water filter.
Yeah, so open that. Well, I was going to say open the door. It sounds like they're stuck in the chamber. You can open that door, and then there's like a lever on the side panel that you can pull that lever, and it opens up the ice thing, and then just hit it with your hand a couple of times. Just spank it.
Pull the lever.
Spank the box, BJ. Pull the lever, spank the box, reverse that, pour your ice, and bring it back over here. There we go. I know, everybody was sad. We were sad as well. But we're back now. So there you go. No more tears. No more tears.
Dry your tears, everyone.
Yes.
Because we're back.
So where do I see this falling? So I think this is...
Wait, what's the price point? We haven't talked about how much you paid for this.
Are you ready?
What was
You
the
can't
cost?
handle the price of this. Like,
A little ice.
did you get 2 cube? I'm just gonna single cube.
Put a little ice on that.
Got a cube in there, swishing that around. Little ice ASMR there.
Oh, and the cost?
A whopping $20.
A deal. I'm not gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna go through it. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
You was like,
I'm giving it a perfect score. I'm giving it a perfect score.
Wow.
I am blown away.
Oh,
The nose is amazing. The flavor is ridiculous, and that's a value. It's a perfect score. It's a perfect score. For what it is, this gets a perfect score. Is that sliding? 100%. It's a sliding scale. But this is the last honest review show when it comes to whiskey. And I'll put that whiskey in quotes. I'll put an asterisk next to whiskey, because is this really whiskey? I don't know. It could be. It probably is not. But I'm giving this a perfect score.
The ice only helps it.
I can imagine.
I
can imagine.
It like amplifies all of the delightful flavors.
Oh my God. It
Uncle
just makes
P,
it easier to
Uncle
drink.
P asks if we could Vanna the bottle, if you don't
I
mind.
would- don't
to
mind
do
at
a
all.
quick Vanna. We're going to show you the front of the bottle. That's looking perfect. So there you go. It is in focus. There you go. So that is Fireball Dragon Reserve. Wow, this is batch 1, 33%.
It told you it's the 2023 batch
I have
1.
my face here because the camera wants to focus on faces, prioritizes. So what does it say there? Cinnamon whiskey rested with charred oak for a fiery sweetness.
FB Dragon Man.
Oh, and then there's the story, and that says produced
Ridiculous
by Sazerac
story.
out of Louisville, Kentucky. And friends, that is a whopping $20. 20. He pulled the Zach. It's the old Zach right there. So
you,
there
Zach.
you go. 20 United States dollars.
$20 hairs.
$20 hairs. Conus chipped.
Perfect.
That is
Perfect score. Jimmy, where would you put this in the? If you had to put a number on
It's
this,
pretty close to your score.
how do you not? I mean, honestly, how do you not? Sazerac, I know
For
we
those-
give them so much crap.
For those that are on
When
Reddit,
they do this and
doing this,
completely redeem themselves.
you made a good point. I don't know what's in this. I don't want to classify it as a like it's not like a whiskey in my opinion.
This could be Everclear soaked in cinnamon sticks.
It could be. It could be
be.
like I took a bottle of Everclear and just put a bunch of peppermint candies in it and let it rest
Yeah.
for like 6 months.
This is rock cinnamon discs, Everclear, and some pieces of oak.
Exactly.
That's what it could be.
Chris Conrad, and the cinnamon helps with blood sugar. So that's the thing, right? Like it's here's the thing, it's not as sweet as regular Fireball. It's not as viscous or syrupy. Am I right?
I think this is going to have to make an appearance at the J.R. Walton Memorial Golf Tournament.
Let's see if we can look it up. Hold on.
It's unbelievable.
Dragon Reserve. I want to see if we can get the
Nutritional facts.
Yeah. I think we might be able to get the nutritional facts here. Just hang tight. Okay, so this is in a regular Fireball shot. No, in 8 ounces of Fireball is only 40 calories.
Wow.
However, it's 7 grams of sugar and 9 carbs.
That's not terrible.
It's not awful. Now that can't be right. That is incorrect. Apologies, friends. That can't be right.
I had me questioning it. I was like, that seems like not a lot of sugar.
30 grams.
That sounds more
That's
correct.
150 calories.
That also sounds more
There
correct.
we go. 14 grams. of
And
sugar.
how many ounces?
What is it? Whatever 30 grams is. So why would they call it? Why would they?
Because you're probably getting it out of like
Grams.
Canada or Europe.
No, that doesn't sound right. No, that's a dark chocolate candy. Never
Wow,
mind.
you're really good at this Googling thing.
Flipping awful. I mean, I could ask AI.
It doesn't
Ask
know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because who's looking up nutritional value when you're taking a shot of Fireball? When you're taking a shot of Fireball, you're looking up the nutritional value of how to make your brain Swiss cheese for the night.
No. Hang tight. I really want to get the answer to this, please. So keep them.
You're looking up the nutritional value of, hey, Donna, I'm looking for feeling like it's Friday. You know what I mean? Shake them.
Hold on a second. This is what we want here. All right, keep talking, please, while I do a little.
I don't think I should. So your score is close to mine. Number. Give me a number.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm really curious to see if we can get this.
Are you asking Gemini?
Got it done. 1.5 ounces. Okay.
So that's a shot.
That's a shot. So it's 108 calories with 11 grams of sugar. Not terrible.
Yeah, it's not awful.
That's not awful.
It's not awful. That's not awful. 11 grams of sugar is a lot for a shot. It's probably aligned with other shots though.
Let's see if it's the same. 11 grams of sugar. So
Okay.
a little bit. All right, it's
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Delightful.
there you go.
Again,
There you
I
go.
think adding a cube just makes this more palatable.
Yeah.
I think if you shake this over ice and then pour it into a shot glass, this is going to be ridiculous.
Conrad, not awful, but not good. Right, but it's actually a lot less than I thought. You think of like a Snickers bar is what 40 or 50 grams, so like you do a shot, it's not the end of the world here. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm giving it a 9.
Where are you taking points away?
Taste. Where I enjoy the taste, or excuse me, no, I'm gonna take it out of the nose because I was pleasantly surprised and kind of blown away with the taste. I'm gonna take it off the
So
nose.
that
Where I think the
Szechuan
nose
peppercorn
is
so nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Dangerous.
Okay.
Anyway,
A 9 and a 10. There you have it.
that's absolutely
If
ridiculous.
you see Fireball Dragon Reserve in your local shop,
This is correct. You don't do 5 shots Snickers bars.
but you should.
You should if it's Jaeger. Well, there's some really sweet liqueurs out there. Jaeger's probably not that sweet.
Speaking of sweet things, so there you have it. Go buy it.
That's
Speaking of
it.
sweet
It's
things-
$20. Fireball Dragon Reserve. You saw the bottle. I highly recommend it. It is a fun house party bottle. It is a fun party bottle in general. I would say things will go south and slouch. Go south and somebody's blacking out once you open that bottle. I guarantee it.
All of this, all of the barrel.
What's with that
talk-
little baby barrel there?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little quick
Ooh,
sample
and we just
here.
went into focus screen. It was kind of fuzzy there.
Hi, everybody. First of all, look at your 5 liter here. Look at how it's sweeping out the
Yeah.
sides here,
You know,
and it's coming out of the sides of the
I
stains.
don't even have a name. It tastes really good too. I don't have a name for the barrel, but Old Faithful there is just sucking in all that mead. It's starting to get really dark, as you can see around the rings there and the staves.
Oof.
It's really starting to take all that mead on. I think we're getting close. I would say maybe another week or two. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Maybe
You
2
want to go
weeks.
two more? Have you sampled it recently?
I have not, but I'm not worried about it because, in all honesty, I don't really care about what happens to that. I'm more concerned about the whiskey.
Right.
Like if that gets dumped, it wouldn't bother me.
Fair.
I mean, it would, but I won that, this giant 3-liter bottle.
That's
So,
fair. That's fair.
Um,
Well, I'm going to share with you a little project. You inspired me, and we talked a few weeks ago.
Let's talk what you got there. Yes.
We did all that lovely mellow corn talk. So for Christmas, my parents gave me this. This is a Heritage Collection barrel. It's a little 1 liter that I got for Christmas. And so I ended up putting a small bottle, a little 375 of Tobin James port, a 2018 Tobin James port, which is this guy right here. This is what I got after loss, which is a pretty sweet port. It's almost mead-like, honestly. So I aged it for about 8 weeks, almost a full 8 weeks in this little 1 liter. And then you sent me home with that brand new bottle of mellow corn. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to throw it in this portified barrel. And so it's exactly what I did. And I've had it in this portified barrel for about 3 weeks.
Ooh, okay.
Which roughly, thanks to our friend Preston, we learned has roughly translated to about 9 or 10 weeks in aging.
Yeah.
And it's turned this beautiful rose gold.
Rose pink,
hue.
rose gold.
It is gorgeous. And,
Rose gold, I like that.
and it
I
is,
can't really see.
it smells a little bit like sweet gasoline. I mean, it's 100% corn whiskey that has now been portified, which I think is appropriate. And what caused me to do this was, what other single malt gets aged with port? Scotches.
Scotch. So,
Yeah.
like, you think of Cavalon is probably one of the most infamous
Exactly.
scotches that is aged in port wine.
And so here we did. I took a American single malt, a
Yeah.
full corn whiskey, aged it in a little California port, and you get this.
Cheers, Thomas Anderson. Welcome to the show.
Woo!
Wow.
Woo!
That makes me, I'm actually able to swallow.
Doesn't taste like regular mellow corn. Really
Because
sweet.
you guys know I hate mellow corn.
Really mellow.
I can swallow this one.
Pretty good, huh?
It is. It is.
I think I'm going to let it go. I'm glad we tested it. I do think I'm going to let that go for one more week.
I would.
I think I'd like to let that go one more week.
You should.
But I like where it's going. I love the color.
Yes.
I love where it's going.
I'd give it
Really
another.
mellowing out.
I would try it in a week, but then I'd let it go even further.
It might. It might. I'd like to before
See where
the
it's
end of
at.
the month. I think I'll probably put it back in the bottle.
Yeah.
But I'm digging where it's headed.
Yeah.
Do you want to try the? Do you want to try Old Faithful?
We can do a little.
I'm okay to try Old Faithful.
Yeah. Let's do that.
You want to throw it in the old spit cup? The spittoon.
Doing pours over there.
I'm doing pours, baby.
Let's try it. So we haven't had Old Faithful. Go very light, please. Just
no.
a hair for us to try and
We're
see
just
where
doing
it's at.
we're just doing a spattering.
Thomas, if you are just joining us now, you'll have to go back and watch our first part review on the Fireball Dragon Reserve, whatever we're calling it. Why don't we just call it a liqueur?
Yeah, I
Because,
think it's a
you know,
liqueur.
I think if you put it in that liqueur category, it
Holy
really,
God. It's like syrup. It's not coming out like mead. It's coming out like syrup.
And apologies, we can't really move the camera, but you can almost see him up there pouring down. But wow, good. Ooh, it's dripping. It's in the pan though, right?
It's dripping in the pan.
Okay, as long as it drips in the pan. Apologies that we didn't have a show last week, so
Yeah. Oh.
ooh,
Wow.
It's
Very
got a little bit of funk on there.
the
So it's
oak
got a little
funk.
Ooh.
I like it. I like that oak funk. More mature than the last time we tested. We tested 3 weeks ago.
Boy, oh boy. There's nothing wrong with it.
Mm.
Wow. Wow.
Well, it's better than it was 3 weeks ago.
Yes, it was. It is better than last
There
week.
is some funk.
In a good way.
Like vanilla yogurt funk.
Yes.
I say I don't think it's bad, but
Not
it was
at all.
unexpected.
Jimmy Jam! Greetings.
Some vanilla yogurt funk. Who is it?
That is a reflection of myself.
Oh, fantastic.
Only 10 years older and wiser.
Oh man, the older and wiser Jimmy Jam. Okay, I like it.
Uncle P says he makes some pancakes. Ooh.
Uncle P, I will tell you there's some reminiscence of some Knott's Berry Farm in that barrel. I'll just tell you that.
I don't like to talk about Knott's Berry Farm.
You didn't stay long
the
enough,
chicken ranch. Or
and
the
we were
chicken
very
restaurant, whatever the place is called.
drunk.
We were blitzed.
We were so drunk when we showed up.
And I was running my mouth.
You were
because there was
raging.
a line and there's
You were
kids,
raging.
and
I'm going
I
to tell
was
this story.
bananas.
So we'd been at one of the brewery anniversary,
in Anaheim, California.
and they were like, "We need food.
Or did
Let's
they kick
go
us
get
out?
food." No, we left.
Oh, that wasn't. All right, we left. This was not.
Nobody
one of the
asked us to
instances where We
leave.
were asked to leave. Yeah, we're never kicked out of places.
We're only asked.
It was
to look.
suggested that we relocate.
And that was
You
not.
can't go home.
You just
No,
can't
no.
stay here.
Yeah, you can't stay here. No, that's
You don't
not
have
how
to
it
go
goes.
home.
You don't
You
have
just
to go
can't stay
home. You
here.
just can't stay here.
Um, No, so I said, guys, I know this. We're so close to Knott's Berry Farm. We're right
This
here.
was
in Buena
all
Park.
you. This was all you.
I'm
I
calling
suggested
Uber. So I
this.
called the Uber. I got us over to Buena Park. I pulled us right up to Knott's Berry Farm. I was like, we're going to have a chicken dinner. We are going to
Yes.
have fried chicken, best fried chicken. We're going to eat all these biscuits. It's going to soak up everything.
Was it
And
just
the best
me and you?
part?
Who was with
No,
us?
Zach. It was you, me, and
Zach Attack was there.
And I was like,
Zach
we're going to
was
get these
there.
biscuits. And we're gonna
Yes.
we're gonna have big fried chicken, this grease. It's gonna be so great. We pull up, and James was already like, "I don't want to go to an amusement park." I'm like, "We're not going to an amusement park.
Well-
we're going to a restaurant."
And hold on, this is how you pitched it. So in my stupor, I'm like, oh, this is great. We're going to a restaurant. And then I start seeing the flags and the park and coasters. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, like it all kind of clicks.
And then he sees all the families, the kids screaming and running around. He's
sea
like,
of children.
I'm not staying here. And I was like, just let me check in. And when we got up, I think it was like a 40-minute wait. And this wasn't even dinner time.
No,
it was like
mid-afternoon. Yeah,
I think it was like 2 or 2:30. And it was like a 40-minute wait.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're getting out of here. I don't even remember
a bit
where
much.
we got.
It was.
You're like, we're getting out of here. You called your own, and we got back in the Uber. Where did we go?
Did we do barbecue that night?
Oh yeah, we went down to the packing district for barbecue.
We did go down to the packing district
Because that was when Zach decided to be like, hey, you know what Flea? You know who Flea is?
This was that.
That guy playing bass.
We ended up going to. If you guys are familiar with, is it 8-bit?
8-bit. No, that's in Murrieta.
It's not 8-bit.
We
What's
wasn't
the one
8-bit.
in packing district?
There's a couple. The one that's like the superhero themes.
Yeah, what is that? Hold on.
I don't even think they're open anymore. I think they've shuttered.
Hold on. Yeah, because and Monkish wasn't there.
Nope.
Monkish wasn't there. I know people are like, "Oh, was it Monkish?"
It was not Monkish because they weren't there. And
Unsung.
Are they still there?
Apparently, if they're on the Anaheim Packing District website.
Yeah. So yes, that is. Yeah, we went to Unsung. You were not having any of their beers either.
I was so furious at his Anaheim tasting room. Yeah.
I
was livid. It was so poo-poo.
It was a little poo-poo. Yeah. It was a little poo-poo.
But they had this really cool wine bar across the
wine bar
way.
Was very good. Yeah.
And I remember you and Zach were pounding a beer, and I just poured mine out left it there. I wandered over into the wine place, and I had some natural wines over there. It was incredible.
And then we were listening to the guy play bass.
And then so then it's kind of like this little central like foyer, like garden area where you had some picnic tables, and then there was a barbecue shop in the corner. So we had some barbecue. And
I think we bought them out.
They had a couple. We bought them out of brisket and like sausage or something.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy sitting there, just some lonesome guy on his bass, and he's like rocking out. And then Zach does he holds the beer really. He always holds it really close to his chest and has his head down as he's like stumbling around. He's like, "Hey, do you know Flea? Do you know who Flea is?" And he's talking into the guy's mic. Hey. So we all hear this conversation happen.
You know who the Red Hot Chili Peppers are?
I'll give you $20 if you play some Flea.
I'll give you $20 to play Flea. And the guy's like, okay.
Okay, and he just like, he just starts with like, and Zach is just on cloud nine. He's like, yeah, he's like, look at this guy.
Oh, we were ripped.
It was a good time.
Those were the times when we could afford to get away with that kind of behavior.
Yes,
Not
absolutely.
We don't advocate for being intoxicated.
Well, and think about it, those trips were cheap too.
They used to be, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even that long ago. Like 5 years ago. It was
5 years
cheap.
ago.
Was that pre-vid?
It was pre-vid.
Pre-vid.
So it was a little longer than 5 years ago.
Yeah. Pre-vid, and it was a different time.
Different
time, which is scary to think that. It wasn't even that long ago. But anyway, kudos on this. I think that this is a work in progress.
Definitely is. It's not done.
It's not
Definitely
done.
not done.
I'm curious to see where this goes, and thanks for bringing it by. And friends, you can. We use Red-Headed Barrels. You do a search on Google if you want to start your own barrel project. We're all kind of jumping in the deep end on this.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, we have all these barrels here. I haven't figured out what I will be doing with the little guy here. TBD. Something soon. And there you have it.
I don't want to get too deep into it because it's already 43 minutes.
No, we're way over.
I think we're over. But
why don't we talk about one story about what we chatted about last week and what happened?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that and leave it at that.
Why don't you lead us in on that?
Yeah. So, friends, for those that were on the show, this is 2 weeks now. We talked a little bit about the floods in Kentucky, which were awful to hear that.
I'm so sorry.
There were so many people impacted.
Do go out to the men and women in Kentucky.
Absolutely. It's very unfortunate when we hear these stories, and there were a lot of distilleries impacted by the flooding down there. And unfortunately, after we had that show, it only got worse. So apparently, for those that aren't up on the news stories from down there, a very large flood. They had another downpour a few days after that initial report of the flooding, and a very large segment of directly behind the Buffalo Trace distillery, they had a mudslide, and they lost a significant portion right up to the conveyors.
Yeah, right up to the main
right
buildings.
up to the main buildings at Buffalo Trace Distillery.
It's a
And
big
they
thing.
were very close to losing some warehouses, and fortunately enough, they did not. Who knows? I don't know if it's a structural engineer or someone engineers need to go evaluate that. I'm not optimistic. There was a lot of earth that just
Yeah, I think you were saying that you had read that they may actually end up having to tear down
something to move it.
some of their
It's not structurally
structures
safe. Yeah,
because now it's no longer structurally sound.
yeah, it's right on the edge of a
That's
precipice
awful.
down into a river.
So not only
So-
did they lose life, but now they're looking to lose part of their historic distillery.
Yep.
And things are only going to continue to get worse. Obviously, with the spring, the rains and the weather is not going to stop.
Right.
Things are very saturated. I think that the spring is going to be a very trying time.
Absolutely.
And they've really overexpanded. I'm just going to call it what it is. Buffalo Trace, you've overexpanded.
They have.
And now you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of that. That's not a shame on you moment. It's just an acknowledgement of reality.
Yeah.
And
And
we're gonna keep
they'll
you up
figure
to
it
date
out,
on it, you know?
right?
We'll watch it.
We'll watch it. We have some other more unfortunate news that we'll get to next week about some layoffs and some downsizing, and
But
just kind of
continued
continued the repercussions of this lull in the hobby. I guess I don't know how I want to put it.
That's a good way to put it. I
It's
think
a
that's a
lull.
nice. I think it's a nice way of putting it.
It's how it is. It's generational. I mean, you see over the years, 5 years, half decades, decades, that different alcohols ebbs and flows, dips and valleys. You have hills and valleys. You have gin. They all have their come up,
A lot of ins and outs.
ins and outs, pushing and pulling, this and that. You have your gins, you have your gin decades, your tequila decades, your bourbon decades, your whiskey decades, et cetera, et cetera. So we're just in that lull right now. It seems that we're just getting our feet wet with that. Tequila and rum are gigantic still right now. I think gin is on the come up. What else is out there right now? Wine is starting to be real big. Mocktails is huge. A lot of younger generations just aren't drinking us slushes, which is fine. But you'll see. I would say that they said, I think it's who's the gen before millennials? These are Gen Zers.
Well, we're into Gen Alphas right now.
No, I'm talking about drinking age, Gen Z.
Oh, Gen Z.
Gen Z. Some of them, they said they've done a study, and like 60% of them are the extreme, where they drink like way more than we do. I guess millennials influenced Gen Zers heavily.
Okay.
And some of them are just fishes. But then there's a small percentage that just don't even drink. And then you see it in the preceding generation, where some of them just are into mocktails and, I don't know, not even drinking at all. So you never know where the industry is going. I'm not saying it's going away, but it'll be interesting to see how that translates into, these ups and downs of what's popular. You think about, I look back at like some of the 90s where like fruited, like cocktail drinks were popular. They're popular now, but you look back at like the Zimas and the Seagrams.
Oh yeah, all of
all
the wine coolers. Do you remember how our parents were down in wine coolers? The
Huge,
fuzzy
huge.
navel.
Fuzzy Navel, Bartle and James, all that
Bartle
shit
and
from
James.
like the mid 90s, early 90s.
Yes, I remember.
We kind of have that now because there's so
Hawaiian.
many canned cocktails. Like espresso martinis are huge, and right now they've all made a comeback. And
That's true.
you can get them now in like these little tiny aluminum cans, and people go nuts.
The club.
The club. I don't know.
The club plant canned cocktail is back, baby.
Canned cocktail.
And that's what a buzzball is, right? Buzzball is the club.
That's a great example. No, that is perfect.
Remember when the club was big?
Buzzball.
The club. It was a canned cocktail. I remember it was huge when we were kids.
Buzzball is this generation's
But buzzballs
club.
are huge, and it's the
It's
club.
huge. Like buzzballs are insane and they're disgusting.
I'm happy to tell you I've never had one.
Well, anyway. There you have it.
I think that's it.
So what are we doing? Have we even considered next week yet? Like, we'll play by ear.
We haven't, but we're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out, friends. So
Watch the Instagram. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for updates because we'll be posting
there you
those.
have it.
And we will have a show next week. Come hell or high water.
We will be
Bad timing and too soon, but yeah,
adding
we'll
the
have a show.
show. It was great seeing all of your faces typing in the chat again, and we all hope you have a great week.
Yeah.
And we will see you next Wednesday.
Yes.
Same time.
Same bourbon channel, same bourbon time.
All right. For the Barrel Buddies, I'm Jimmy.
And I'm EJ. We'll see you next week.